Hello and good day everyone. I am teacher Chloe and for today we'll be having an assessment about the subject Children and Adolescent Literature. Before we start, here's the instructions for the said assessment. Read each question carefully and select the best answer from the options provided. This exam evaluates your understanding of core concepts in children and adolescent literature, including literary devices, genres, developmental appropriateness, and the role of literature in young readers' growth. Each question has only one correct answer. Lastly, you will be given 5 seconds to think about the correct answer. Let us now start. Question number 1. What is the typical structure of a fairy tale? Letter A. Begins with in conclusion, ends with a debate. Letter B. Follows a 5-paragraph essay format. Letter C. Begins with once upon a time, ends happily. Or letter D. Uses formal academic tone. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter C. Begins with once upon a time, ends happily. Fairy tales traditionally begin with stock phrases like once upon a time to signal a timeless fictional story. And now, let us know why the other options are incorrect. The option A, this is a structure of academic essays or writings, not storytelling. While the option B, this is a format used for teaching writing skills in schools, not fairy tales. And lastly, the option D, fairy tales use simple language accessible to children, not the complex tone of academic writing. For the question number 2, what type of story typically uses animals that talk and behave like humans to teach a lesson? Letter A, biography. Letter B, myth. Letter C, fable. Or letter D, folk tale. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter C, fable. Fables are short stories that usually feature animals acting like humans. For example, they are talking, reasoning, or making choices. Its purpose is to teach a moral value or life lessons. Alright, let us now discuss as why the other options are incorrect. Option A, biography is a non-fiction account of a real person's life. For example, journal about personal life. While the option B, myth, involves gods, supernatural beings, or creation stories. And for the last option, letter D, tall tale is a highly exaggerated story, often featuring a human with superhuman abilities. Question number 3. Which literary device is often used in children's books to teach lessons? Letter A, alliteration. Letter B, allegory. Letter C, foreshadowing. Or letter D, irony. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B, allegory. An allegory is a story where characters, events, or settings represent abstract ideas or moral qualities. Let us discuss the other options as why they are incorrect. Option A, alliteration is a sound device or repetition of consonant sounds like Peter Piper, pick a peck, used for rhythm. Option C, foreshadowing hints at future events and more common in suspense stories. And lastly, option D, irony involves a contrast between expectation and reality. Question number 4. What does coming of age refer to in adolescent literature? Letter A, a genre where characters remain children. Letter B, a story about solving a mystery. Letter C, a narrative about growing up and maturing. Or letter D, a tale set in ancient times. Your 5 seconds starts now. Alright, time's up. The correct answer is letter C, a narrative about growing up and maturing. Coming of age stories focus on a young character's journey from childhood to adulthood. These stories often explore identity, self-discovery, and personal growth. Let us know why the other options are incorrect. For option A, that's the opposite of coming of age, which is about transition or change. For option B, it is a plot type, not a developmental genre like coming of age. And lastly, option D, that's about historical setting, not a character's personal growth, which is what coming of age is about. Question number 5. In children's literature, what is the role of repetition? Letter A, to fill space in the book. Letter B, to make stories longer. Letter C, to aid memory and learning. Or letter D, to confuse readers. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter C, to aid memory and learning. It is correct because repetition helps young children retain information and engage with the rhythm of language. Let us discuss the other options as why they are incorrect. For option A, this is not purposeful because good repetition is intentional, not filler. For option B, length is not the goal. The goal is to reinforce ideas and not to fill the book with extra content. And for the last option, which is option D, repetition actually increases clarity and helps understanding. Question number 6. Which of the following authors is famous for writing Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Letter A, Hans Christian Andersen. Letter B, Lewis Carroll. Letter C, L. Frank Baum. Or letter D, Roald Dahl. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B, Lewis Carroll. Let us now know why the other options are incorrect. Option A, Hans Christian Andersen wrote fairy tales like The Little Mermaid, while the option C, L. Frank Baum wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, while the option D, Roald Dahl wrote Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Question number 7. What is the main characteristic of fantasy literature for children? Letter A, it uses only real-world settings. Letter B, it includes scientific facts and theories. Letter C, it is always based on historical events. Or letter D, it features magical elements and imaginary worlds. Your 5 seconds starts now. Alright, time's up. The correct answer is letter D. It features magical elements and imaginary worlds. Fantasy involves magic, mythical creatures, and made-up settings. Let us now check why the other options are incorrect. Letter A, it describes the realistic fiction, which the stories are derived from real-life events. Letter B, or option B, it describes science fiction or informational text which are based on factual evidence and scientific theories. While the option C, it describes the historical fiction which the stories are based on historical events or factual evidences. Question number 8. What is the purpose of illustrations in children's books? Letter A, to replace the need for text. Letter B, to display artistic skills. Letter C, to support understanding and engagement. Or letter D, to reduce printing cost. Your 5 seconds starts now. Alright, time's up. The correct answer is letter C, to support understanding and engagement. Illustrations play a vital role in children's literature, especially for early and emerging readers. Let us now check why the other options are incorrect. For option A, most children's books use illustrations to enhance the meaning of text, not replace it entirely. For the option B, the primary source of illustrations is to serve the story and aid comprehension, not just to show off art. And for the last option, which is option D, this is actually false, as illustrations typically raise production and printing costs due to design and color. Question number 9. Which element is common in a folk tale? Letter A, scientific explanations. Letter B, supernatural elements and moral lessons. Letter C, realistic events based on history. Or letter D, instructional language and procedures. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B. Folk tales are traditional stories passed down orally through generations. This often includes supernatural characters or magical elements. Let us discuss the other options as why they are incorrect. For option A, scientific explanations, these belong to informational or non-fiction text, not folk tales. For option C, realistic events based on history. This defines historical fiction, which is grounded in real-world facts and events. And for the last option, which is option D, instructional language and procedures. This is typical of procedural texts such as recipes, instructions, and not narrative storytelling. And for the last question, question number 10, what age group is young adult literature primarily written for? A, 3 to 5 years old. B, 6 to 9 years old. Letter C, 12 to 18 years old. Or letter D, adults over 18. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter C, 12 to 18 years old. Young adult literature is specifically targeted at teen readers, typically ages 12 to 18. Let us now discuss as why the other options are incorrect. For option A, 3 to 5 years old, this is the preschool age group, best suited for picture books and very simple stories. For option B, 6 to 9 years old, this range falls under early readers or chapter books. These stories have simpler vocabulary and less mature themes. And for the last option, which is the option D, adults over 18. Adult fiction typically includes more complex and mature themes. It is now time to add up your points. I hope that in this assessment, you got the correct answers and you were able to learn and understand the concepts about children and adolescent literature. Thank you and see you on the next assessment.